Don't be put off doing it. It's a good thing to do.
Well, hello there. Welcome back. It's good to have us three again. It is.
It's been a while since us.
Yeah, missed you guys. So, obviously, this trigger warning stream, we're discussing social isolation through depression. So, before we dive into that, please everyone subscribe, please share, please interact and ask questions because we've got a lot. So, I'm going to start because ladies first. I thought you'd know that. What have you been up to besides being ill?
The last 2 weeks, well, let's see. I was at a global leadership summit a couple weeks ago. And then pretty much just, building businesses and, doing life and momming it and all of the things. And then, I got sick over the weekend and I've got whatever going on. So don't mind me if I end up in a coughing fit.
That's fine. What about you, Nick?
Yes, no, all good. I've had off this week. My son off a couple of weeks ago. So it's been really nice to have a break from work and just, I feel really refreshed. I think sometimes you need to step back and have a total break and obviously do, a bit of fun and, nice bit of rest. And so I'm feeling all refreshed and energized and.
Brilliant. Yeah, obviously with us, we've just been taking it day at a time. There's been some ups, there's been some downs, but obviously I've been working out as much as I can. Kerry's been on the treadmill for the first time ever in her life. Which that's not an attack, that's actually praising and encouragement. So it's brilliant to see new things happen in this family, and we are loving it. Right. So, as you can see, I look a bit different. Shirt's a little bit baggy now. So, Ashley's back. So, Ashley!
Yes.
First question for you before we dive into the topic.
Okay.
Obviously, I know you've just answered it but off camera, so I thought, let's do it again. For anyone who hasn't met you before, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, gosh. I didn't think you were going to use that now.
Read it.
Oh, my gosh. I'm not going to read the whole thing, though. Like, do you want the whole thing? No.
No. I don't want it off ChatGPT. I want it off you.
But ChatGPT's version is so much better.
But ChatGPT doesn't know you.
Well,
he just knows on what you've been texting.
I mean, I've been on this show long enough. People should know that I'm a lot.
Yes.
Oh, stop it. We won't.
You've missed it. You've missed that.
Where we started this show, sir. No, other than, running multiple businesses and having kids, homeschooling, and just life in general, I am a person that loves to challenge other people's thinking. Now, do I necessarily like it when other people challenge my thinking? No, probably not, but
that's for every woman.
It's usually warranted sometimes when they do. But I am also not a person that is going to put up with, I think ChatGPT worded it as bullshit. I recognize when situations are full of tension or seem very off, if you will. Just because as a woman, I've got that female intuition, if you will. Okay, yes, I know. Shut the door. I've got that female intuition, if you will. And speaking of, chaos, we have more ducks hatching. So that's what child was trying to tell me, which I'm well aware of because I heard some peeping before and little cheep noises. So it's just pure chaos. It really is. But in the end, it's also knowing my limits and knowing my boundaries and what I am willing to tolerate, what I am willing to extend into, and what I'm not.
Brilliant. Nick, tell people about you and what made you want to return today?
That's a good question. And what made me want to return today? So yeah, a bit about me. I mean, I guess as probably similar to actually a bit about me from the show. So yeah, I do some work in schools, a lot of special education needs children. I do some mindset coaching, so building that business up. I'm a writer and I've written a few books, and I guess I'm someone who likes to try and inspire people, and I do a lot of speaking through Toastmasters, and I always accept any challenge. And someone contacted me the other day and said, would I be happy to do a 20-minute sort of warm-up stand-up routine for an event at a golf club at Christmas? And I thought, I've never done something like that. I spoke to my son about it. I said, it's quite a long time, But I thought, no, I've got 4 months. It's 4 months away anyway. I'm gonna say yes, commit myself, and do it. And then following that, I've just signed up for 2 stand-up. Haven't heard back yet, but at a couple of pubs in London. So partly that's just challenging myself. I like to always challenge myself and see how I can do better in what I do. But also, I think just take the opportunity to either inspire people through talking and speaking, or motivate people, or even make them obviously laugh through some of these opportunities come up. So yeah, that's me in a nutshell. And why have I come back? Well, I missed this show. I hate missing out. I hate thinking I'm missing out on something. If I do something regularly and I can't attend it, I always feel like I'm missing out. And this is obviously my regular Thursday slot, and I felt I was missing out, so it's good to be back on the show.
Brilliant. Yeah, Robert, I have to up in your comment. There you go, Ashley, just for you.
Yeah. I don't even know where half of them are half the time.
Right. Okay. So, Ashley.
Yes.
I don't think you've been asked this before. To you, what does a good day look like compared to a bad day? What does it look like?
What does a good day look like compared? Well, I think for me, I'm very typically, okay? I've learned to let some of this go, but typically I'm very to-do list orientated. So if I write it on my to-do list, if I can check the box, that gives me the dopamine hit, right? Of feeling accomplished. But then I've also learned that when I do that, it makes me feel like I don't have permission to rest until that list is accomplished. And that's a problem because I don't have to earn my rest. I can take it whenever I want. So for me, especially in the past, a good day, if you will, is like, hey, I got all the laundry done. I got the dishes done. The dishes are caught up. It's those visual things that I can see that are organized, that are everything has its place versus oh shit, I've got 4 baskets of laundry sitting next to me right now. My dishes are almost caught up, and they haven't been caught up in probably over a month. Because I leave the dishes to my kids. Laundry is caught up, those types of things. But I've got 6 kids here at home. So there's clutter everywhere. There's shoes strewn everywhere. Like, there's just shit everywhere. And it drives me crazy. And that to me is like, it's not the stuff, it's my reaction to the stuff. Because then I turn into psychopathic mom, is what I like to say. Because I've asked you 15 times to put your shoes away, or to pick up the living room, or to take up the trash, or to do this or do that. And you just stare at me like, what? I didn't hear you.
Do you know, I identify with that because with our eldest taking, for example, because what I've started doing, I did this the other night, where obviously our daughter's been, her mental health's just not been in the great place all year. And a couple of nights ago, I thought, you know what, I'll go in the room and I'll talk to her. I opened up about things she didn't know. She opened up of things that I didn't know. And we went on a walk. It was about, 7 o'clock at night? And we went on a walk. Was it raining? Yeah. Did I care? No. We just went on a walk. And I got her talking a little bit. But I don't think it's helped as much. But time will tell. But, yeah. Just getting her talking in the first place. Getting her outside. That helps.
And with that, do you think that perhaps because you obviously went in and had a chat, initiated it? Do you think perhaps she wouldn't have opened up if you hadn't?
No, she wouldn't. No.
So yeah, sometimes we need to.
No, right. You know what? I thought with depression, people take it too seriously. So I thought I'd have a bit of a laugh with you both, put you under the spotlight. So. And this is just like warming up into it all. So it's not Mr. and Mrs. It's more who's the biggest person of them all. So who's the biggest joker out of you two?
Out of like me and Nick, or
yes,
what?
Yes.
God.
What do you think, Nick?
I don't really tell you.
I don't.
No, okay, right, move on. Who's more likely to make everyone laugh?
Well, that was to.
Yeah. Oh, but these 15 questions are for you two.
Oh my gosh. Probably me, because I'm obnoxious.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know.
I'll own that one.
Who's more likely to overthink something?
Oh, well, let me think about that. Just don't forget.
I think it's a tie there. I think it's a tie.
Probably would be.
Okay. Who's more likely to disappear from a group chat?
Nick.
Okay.
I got a little quiet, guys.
Well,
They're the background.
Yeah. Who's more likely to answer the phone at 3 a.m.? Yeah, I'd say I am that. Yeah.
I don't know. Would you?
I would.
Maybe?
Well, I mean, considering my phone is on Do Not Disturb at that time, I don't even know if my phone would ring, to be honest.
It's yours as well, Nick, on Do Not Disturb.
No, but I just
So Nick, then. Nick.
I just assume I get many calls at 8:30 in the AM.
If
it would have to be important.
If an emergency, I would if you keep calling, then I'd probably hear it and wake up. But that's usually the time I'm in a dead sleep. So you might have to call a few times.
Who gives the better advice? That's a tie. That has to be a tie.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah. Okay. Who's more stubborn?
Ben. That was weird. My thing just cycled around. I think it depends on the situation though. What kind of
I imagine you're quite stubborn, actually, in a good way.
All right, okay. Linked to this topic, who's better at hiding when they're having a bad day?
Well, I could be. I don't know if I'm the best at it, but I can certainly.
Yeah, all right.
I could certainly hide if needed.
Oh, I know the answer to this one already. Who's more likely to say "I'm fine" when they're absolutely not fine?
Say again, Simon.
Are you totally calling me out without calling me out here?
I am.
You're fine. You're not fine. Okay.
Who's more likely to say "I'm fine" when they're absolutely not?
He's saying that's me.
Sure, I am.
It's probably.
Is this something recently?
But it depends because. Yeah.
Okay.
Who asks? And if I'm willing to hear.
What's something people probably wouldn't expect about you? Well, Nick is where he dances on TikTok.
yes, people expect that, exactly. Yes, they would expect me to be a dancer. What does anyone expect about me? Well, I think people wouldn't expect me to do some of the stand-up stuff I'm doing. I mean, I'm surprised myself by doing it, so I think people wouldn't expect that. To take those risks and.
Fair enough. Right, let's move on. Let's move on. Oh, where's she gone?
No.
Oh no! Oh no!
I'll have to answer on her behalf.
Right. Well.
Next question.
Yeah. So, when you hear social isolation, what immediately comes to mind?
I think when we're feeling low or feeling depressed, it's almost an automatic thing to withdraw from other people. We're the more confident we feel, the more likely we are to be sociable and speak to others and interact with others. But if we're feeling down or depressed, I think it's human nature. We sort of withdraw. We don't want to speak to others. So I think if I think of social isolation, I think of people just not being reachable, not hearing from as much, not be like you're saying that those conversations you usually have with it's on WhatsApp groups or whatever. They've gone a bit silent. You think where.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Ashley did message her internet's completely crashed. That's probably because of the weather, because the weather's just up in the air at the minute. But yeah. Okay. What is the difference? Obviously, I will be asking Ashley this, guys, by the way. What is the difference from a men's perspective between wanting to be alone and feeling isolated?
From a men's perspective,
Yeah. Well, you're a man.
Yes. Just yes. Well, I guess that's the thing, really, isn't it? Where's the line? Because we all we're all entitled to, and we all sometimes need a bit of space, a bit of a bit of alone time, a bit of time to ourselves, for whatever reason, whether it's with stressed or feeling down, and that can be healthy, just having a bit of time to yourself. But I think where's that line where it then becomes, unhealthy time alone, and if you're withdrawing and not interacting at all, you're isolating yourself. And I think I think one of the I think one of I was doing this workshop, and I was saying about different things to healthy mind, and one of the things is social interaction. So having a healthy sort of social life, whether it's with your family and close friends or whatever, but it's saying that obviously withdrawing and not interacting with other people is one of the key signs of depression. So I don't know what do you think? I mean, because it's where is that line? I guess that's the question.
It's about. Sorry, my sinuses have been really impacting for the last week or so. I'm going to need that spray shortly. But I'd say the isolation is more. It puts me down, in my experience, and it makes me feel worthless, not wanted, not loved, not appreciated, and sometimes it actually makes me feel like I'm better off not even being here compared to being alone. That's me giving me time to self-reflect and begin on that healing stage.
Sure.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's why often you have like group support groups, a lot of good support is they say the best sort of support is often group support, whether it's sort of AA or it's like Man's Club, it's a whole group thing. Is because if you want to get someone out of socialization, obviously try to get in a group of people, get that group support.
I think I need to. Sorry about that. I think I need to do that. Yeah, in getting into a social group, I really do. But it's finding that confidence and motivation to actually go and do it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Shit. Right, Ashley is having really bad tech issues. Can you hear us though, Ashley? That's the question. Can you hear us? Nope, she's gone. Okay. So,
I mean, I suppose one question is like people who have been self-isolating, if they've been going through depression, it's a big step to start trying to form social relationships again, or have build up a social life or interact with people. I suppose that's the question: is how do people start? Because when you're so used to protecting yourself by self-isolating, how does?
I would say it's more. Normally, I'd say it starts with getting rid of that fear. But people are always going to live in fear to a certain degree. I would think it's more acceptance that just something's not right. And they need help.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so to people that don't know Nick, what's your biggest warning? Oh, bloody hell, this sinus. What's your biggest warning sign that you're struggling?
I think it probably would be a level of self-isolation. I think when I struggle, I do withdraw, but I'm not when I'm feeling down or stressed. I'm not in the mood to speak to people. I'm not in the mood to go out. I'm not in the mood to make that effort and socialize. And I guess that's as someone who does make an effort, to be out and about and keep myself busy and interact. I think that if people notice that I'm, I was hard to reach. Not responding to me. I guess it's one of those things of not responding. If if people text me or try to get hold, they can't get hold of me by phone, or I'm not responding to texts, or they haven't seen me for a while. And then I think, you know, that's like a lot of people. That's a sign. Oh,
Yeah.
Is Nick all right? You know, is what's going on? Why is he?
So it's. Oh, hang on a minute. Let's see if she comes back. So it's more that that you want people to notice without you genuinely asking for help.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's one of those things where sometimes asking for help is one of the hardest things, isn't it? You know, it's even though, you know, and you kind of admitting that you're struggling is one of the hard things. And I think sometimes, you know, that's a sign of a true friend, isn't it? If they know, they can know something's up, because, you know, and they reach out and they say, look, you know, what's going on? You know, why have you, you know, you haven't seen you for ages, or, you know, you haven't responded to my message, you know, for a while. What, how, you know, what's, you know, how you, what are you up to? How, you know, how are things? You know, and then opening that doorway to that conversation, it's like giving you opportunities. You know,
Welcome back, Ashley.
Good to have you back.
Thanks. My whole thing just like crashed out. So I'm outside on my phone. So if I lose you again, sorry.
It's all right. I asked Nick this. I'm trying to be careful in my speech here because my sinuses are really impacting. I've been struggling with them for a bit now. So I asked Nick this. I'm asking you. What's the difference between wanting to be alone and feeling isolated?
I think it's okay to want to be alone. Sometimes we need to be alone as far as like with our thoughts, with ourselves. That's where a lot of like self-reflection can happen. But being excuse me, but being isolated is completely different. Like, again, there's a difference between I'm going to isolate because I want to shut people out versus like I want to be alone because like I need to quiet my brain and I need to get internal. That's not isolation. That's just like I need to be alone. I need a break. I'm overstimulated type of a situation. Yeah. Isolation is like, I mean, they both can be intentional, but isolation is like I need to just shut the world out and not associate with people, not let them know how I'm doing. Like, and I try to do everything myself. That's more of an isolation.
Yeah.
I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, I was saying for my answer to that is isolation. It makes me feel worthless, not wanting to be here, not valued, not appreciated. And when I'm obviously wanting to be alone, that gives me time to self-reflect, so that I can process things, so that I can heal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So back to you, Ashley. Have you ever felt like you were a burden to someone? And then where do you think? And then where do you think that feeling came from?
Yes, and I think it especially stemmed from like when a woman decides to become a stay-at-home mom, or like husband and wife make the decision together that you're going to stay home, right? You're going to be a stay-at-home mom. And there are times where you very much feel like a burden because it's like you're not contributing in a financial money sense to the family. So it becomes I can't spend money on myself because I'm not the one earning any income. I'm not the one contributing to the family. So how can I justify spending money on myself, right? And then when you're in that constant feeling of guilt and shame, and I bring no value. I'm worthless. I'm just a burden. I'm essentially here to cook, clean, be the maid, take care of the kids, do all the things. But when do I get to pour into myself, right? And when you constantly live in that, and you live in that shame and guilt spiral, if you will, is what I call it, then it can lead and does lead to massive burnout. Now, whether or not that will cause you to be hospitalized, I don't know. It might not. Whether it will cause you to have some sort of, serious infection of some sorts, I don't know. It could. But either way, it's going to create some sort of dis-ease within your body. And when that happens, you begin to feel even more of a burden. But that's where you have to begin to draw those boundaries and set those boundaries and those expectations of taking care of yourself. And you're not a burden. You are worth taking care of. And I speak that from experience because I've lived that. I've been there. I've done that. I've been hospitalized. So, and every woman I talk to, she might not say that she feels like a burden, but every woman I've talked to that feels like she has to operate from that place of, I need to carry it all and I can't invest in myself because I'm not worth it. That's ultimately what she's saying. But every woman I've talked to has ultimately ended up with some sort of hospitalization because of it. Because she was doing too much to prove her worth.
Yeah. So, and this is actually to everybody. So, even people in the comments, you can actually comment if you want. Have you ever, and it's a two-part question, this, have you ever been called rude, ignorant, or antisocial when you were actually struggling, and then did it make you isolate even more? I say yeah for me, yeah. And that was stemmed from when our eldest was diagnosed with autism, and our friends wanted us to go out and socialise with them, and we're like, well, we sort of can't. So then they started distancing themselves from us, which made us isolate even more.
Yeah, I mean, I guess with myself, I guess looking at if I'm really stressed, I'm not as a easy person to talk to, easy person to be around. If I'm or if I'm feeling down and a bit angry at everything, then then I'm not as unless I consciously, obviously, carefully, consciously aware of it, and I make an effort to sort of be mindful of how I am with other people, and not but I think naturally if I'm stressed, I'm I'm not as good at nice people around, and that pushes people away. And I've certainly been times in my life where I've met people who have been a bit come across a bit unfriendly, a bit I don't know, but it's been not till I've got to know him, but I've realised there's a lot going on, and I think sometimes we can automatically, people can be a bit you're hard to talk to, or a bit defensive, or a bit but actually sometimes it's because they've got things going on that maybe they need to talk about. But defensively wise, we can push people away by that.
Yeah.
Seen it.
What about you, Ashley?
I don't know if I've necessarily been called rude or anything like that because of like isolating. I think it's it's a boundary setting. And if they don't like the boundaries, then sure, I guess it could seem rude or, whatever as far as that is concerned. Because most people don't like boundaries, right? They don't like when boundaries are set with them because there's been so much access before. When the access stops, they don't know what to do with it, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, I've been called far worse, I suppose. Like, like you, Nick, saying like when you're stressed, you're not a fun person to be around. I'm not either.
No.
I don't know really necessarily anybody that's fun to be around when they're overwhelmed and frustrated and stressed out and, all of those types of things. But it's one of those, can you identify why it's happening, or do you know why it's happening, and can you love that person through it, right?
Yeah.
Even when they seem the most unlovable. There's that too.
Yeah. So when it comes to when speaking about checking in and all that, how often is too often? I thought I'd raise that. I don't think anyone knows that answer, do they? How often is too often?
No, I think it depends. Like, if you know something is going on in somebody's life, I think, honestly, daily. But that's also if you're close, right?
Yeah.
Because I have a close circle of girlfriends who we're checking in with each other multiple times a day, every single day, because we know that like we're over here living mom life and it's sometimes an absolute shit show. So we need to be in that support of each other. But if it's somebody like, that I have become, say, Facebook friends with, or somebody that, yes, maybe I've met via another community that I'm a part of or whatever, if you know something major is happening in their life, then I would say like maybe a weekly check-in or, every couple of weeks, just to be like, hey, how's that situation going? Hey, how is, that going for you? How's your husband? How's your parents? Like those types of things, if you know something is going on. But if it's yeah, well, and it's definitely like if say it's something that's far more like on a serious scale, I guess it depends on severity, right? If it's like more of a serious type of a situation, then daily, I would say, or at least every couple of days. So yeah, I think it's just situational, dependent.
Yeah. Yeah. What about you, Nick?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's. I mean, there's a difference between close friends, yeah, like I said, and people like through networks or social media. But I think it's too easy just to assume people are okay, and I think I caught myself at it. I had a friend who was trying to change job, and I thought he was just looking for another job, and I thought I'd catch up about it with him next time I saw him. And then another friend said, no, he's really struggling. He's really down about his work. He's thinking of just quitting. He's never been at work before. And I thought, I never knew that. So I think even close friends, we sometimes assume they're okay unless they say they're not. And so I think little check-ins regularly, whether it's it's almost a casual how's that? How's that? How are things? What's with how's that? That issue at your work. How's that? Has that been resolved yet? I think that's the key, isn't it? Rather than waiting for one big catch up about all their their life and what's going on. It's those
Yeah.
little check-ins, isn't it? I mean, that's what.
Believe it or not, I don't have anyone who checks in on me.
Well, I'll have to change that. I'll have to. Okay, I know that's something I'm guilty of. Yeah, then I could obviously. No, that's.
I check in on people, but they don't check in on me.
Oh, I mean, you definitely do check on me, and I value
know.
that. But that's. Oh, I feel bad. Yeah, no, that's. But there you go.
Oh no, I'm not trying to guilt trip.
I know. I mean,
Yeah.
no, but I mean, there you go. That's the point. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's good. It's a good point, isn't it? That's
Yeah.
okay.
Exactly.
All right, down.
Oh, he's gonna write it down.
Yeah,
He's actually gonna write it down.
Nick, I'm just as guilty. You're not the only one.
No, but it's something.
Wow.
It's
Hey,
Wow.
I own it.
no, but it's something I fair play. I mean, I need to change that because I should be obviously
Yeah.
checking on people. So yeah.
There you go. Right. So, okay. What's one reason you keep fighting?
Fighting.
Yeah, like moving forward. Like reason you're staying here.
Yeah.
Like what's one reason?
Because
I learned a saying there is we move forward despite feeling like shit, but why are we fighting with ourselves? Doesn't fighting with ourselves cause more stress?
well, I mean,
yeah, it's tough on that.
Is it easier? Yeah, but is it easier to fight with ourselves than to exert the energy to fight with somebody who's going to fight back?
I think it's just as bad, but it all depends on that situation.
well, isn't there that whole thing about sometimes we we'll say things to ourselves in our mind, we'll criticize ourselves more than say things we never dare say to a friend, so if we haven't done well enough in our own mind, or we've not reached our goals, or we've done in our own mind we've not done as well as we should have done, we're hypercritical, and something we never dare say that to a friend because a friend would put up with it,
Yeah.
I think it's that whole thing, isn't it? We say if our friend's feeling down, we say, look, don't put yourself down. You're doing great. You're things aren't that bad. But we often don't say those same words of encouragement to ourselves. I think we often our standards we set for ourselves. So why is that?
Yeah.
Good one.
So, yeah, okay. So, no overthinking to you both. First answer that comes into your head. One word to describe depression. Just one word.
To me, it'd be overwhelm. Like overwhelm of negative thoughts. Overwhelm, but overwhelm of doubt. Overwhelm of just.
Ashley, no thinking.
I was waiting for Nick to finish.
That's it. Now finished. That's my one word.
Okay. Pit.
Okay. Rock bottom. Answer that. One word to describe loneliness. I'd say self-discipline.
Oh. I'd say isolation to me.
Yeah, I was going to say isolation. Oh my gosh. There's absolute anarchy happening here at my house. I don't know what is going on.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd have to piggyback off of what Nick said as far as isolation.
One word to describe recovery. Healing.
I'd say hope.
Recovery. Happiness isn't like I wouldn't say no, not happiness. That's not the word I'm looking for. There's a specific word and now it's escaped my brain. Yeah, hope,
Okay.
outlook, joy. It escaped my brain.
Someone you trust.
Like one word to describe someone I trust?
Yeah.
Why are you making us think so hard on this? Confidant.
Okay.
One word.
You know I like to challenge you.
I can think of that with one word. Someone you can trust.
I know. You want to say a lot of words.
Well, I don't know.
Commitment.
Com-
Commitment. There you go.
Yeah, reliable. I guess I don't know. Maybe reliability. You can always rely on them.
Okay. Right. I don't want to fry Ashley's brain, so we'll move on.
Wow, thanks.
I like new format things. I'm mixing up. That's good. I like it.
It is. It's mixing it
I
up.
think it's good. I like it. It's challenging, but that can be good sometimes.
Okay. All right, Ashley. Forget the cameras, forget the stream, and forget everyone watching. If you could sit next to the version of yourself who felt completely alone and depressed, what would you say to her?
Oh gosh. That this is just part of your story. This is part of the journey that you signed up for. That it's going to be okay. Storms don't last forever.
Okay. Nick, if you could sit next to the version of yourself who thought nobody understood what you were going through, what would you say to him?
I was next to the version of myself. I didn't know what I was going through. I would say that your things. You have to be, have belief in yourself that the story is not, there's a long way to go. This is one small part of your life, that that you can be in control of your destiny. You're not powerless and everything happening to you, but you can make a change. You can take control of your own destiny. No one knows exactly where life's going to take you, but you have to. It all starts with having that self-belief and stepping up and taking a few risks and seeing where life takes you.
Yeah.
What about you, Adam?
I would say things are hard now. It is part of your story and your journey, but one day you will have a reason to live.
Powerful.
Yeah. So, Ashley, what's one message you want somebody struggling tonight to hear?
Repeat the question, please.
Women.
No, it's teenagers that don't give two shits about the fact that you are doing something and they can see that you're doing something.
I know the feeling. Okay. Do not pick two numbers, 1, 2, 3, or 4.
No, I want you to repeat the question you just asked me.
Yeah. What's the one message you want somebody struggling tonight to hear?
That you don't have to do it. Ew, that's a spider. That you don't have to do it alone. Sorry, it was crawling on me. That you don't have to do it alone. And I know that seems to be a very reoccurring, like, last thought thing we've talked about before.
Yeah.
But again, like, you were never meant to do life alone. You really weren't. No matter how much you think that isolating is beneficial for you or whatever the case may be, for your healing, for whatever, isolating is not healthy. Like, you need people. I mean, when you look at, you know, and I'm not going to go all scientists or whatever, but how many studies have come out about children in orphanages that are left alone? And they're isolated. They don't have human connection. They don't have human, like, contact. Your body and your brain were never designed to be in that isolation, in that aloneness. Getting alone for self-reflection is one thing. Isolating yourself because you feel like you're a burden, that you're not worth it, that nobody has time for you, that nothing is ever going to change, etc., that's not healthy. You need people, period.
Yeah. I agree. I really do agree.
True.
So, Nick, what would you say to someone who hasn't spoken to anyone in days?
I think I would say that the longer you don't speak to someone, the longer you withdraw, the longer you isolate, the harder it will be to get help, you know, to share. And I think that's the thing, really. You know, it's that whole spiral thing. You know, having a bit of quiet time to reflect and get back in the right mindset is fine. But I think if we leave it too long and we push people away and we withdraw, I think it's the risk is obviously then we're pushing people away, and we find it hard to reach out, and people maybe not aware of it, and isolation. I mean, as she said, we're social creatures. We need company, we need human interaction, to survive, for well-being, mental health. So I think any sort of isolation, more than a day, I think we got to be wary of it. But I think the longer it goes on, the harder it is to reach out and turn things around.
So final question for you both: if somebody watching this tonight feels completely alone, feels like nobody cares, and is sitting there thinking that nobody would notice if they disappeared, what would you want to say to them directly?
I would say is I've got a few friends who work on helplines, and they said that one of the reasons people find it easy to call a helpline is because of the ease of doing it but also it's a total stranger, and they don't actually have to see anyone. They don't actually have to go and physically, when someone they know, a stranger, physically meet someone. They can stay in the comfort of their comfort space and speak to someone, so they're connecting and they're talking, getting things off their chest. So the thing I would say is that if you're finding it too hard to be with people and to speak to people face to face, there are obviously lots of helplines and support numbers where you can chat to someone with no pressure who will listen, where you can still stay in the comfort, obviously, of your own Start with that. That's at least start with that.
I echo that. Ash?
Okay. Final thoughts. Oh my gosh. Repeat the question other than final thoughts.
If somebody watching this tonight feels completely alone, feels like nobody cares, and is sitting there thinking that nobody would notice if they disappeared, what would you want to say to them directly?
That there are people that care. It may not seem like it, but there are. And I know it's difficult to be able to ask for help or to find that support system of people. But your life on this planet matters, and there's things that you have yet to contribute to this planet that it's worth finding those people that can give you that support, that can be there for you when you're at your lowest. And again, I know it's difficult to ask for help, but ask for help. Seek them out. Like, we have the group, the private group, the Mental Health Warriors. Like, find a connection in there. Find somebody within that group. Adam is great at reaching out to people. Clearly, Nick and I are not so much. something we're gonna get better at, right, Nick? But
I have an idea surrounding that, but I'll speak off camera about it.
But like, find the pocket of people within the group. And if you can't find it within the Mental Health Warriors, find it in another group. And I know people say, well, it's social media, right? I've never met this person, in person or whatever. I understand that, but sometimes those online connections that you make can sometimes be one of the best connections with people. They really can be, because you don't necessarily see them day in and day out, but you may have something in common with one another. That you build that bond and you build that relationship. So it ultimately comes down to being vulnerable with people and saying, hey, I'm struggling. This is where I'm struggling. Can you help me? And if they can't, find somebody else who can. Move on to the next person, because they may not be the person that you want to connect with, right?
I agree. I agree. So yeah. So after camera, Nick, don't disappear. Right. So thank you for this brilliant show. It has been vulnerable. It's been real, and it's not always these bloody silences. It's not about having all the answers. It's about just knowing when enough's enough, and we need to really stop, reflect. I'm struggling. Time to reach out. So people are strong, and we need to kick ass together. So that's how it is. Please do subscribe, everyone. Please share this. I'm going to be posting this all over social media tomorrow. And I think that's it. Is it? That's a wrap?
Yep, good final words, I think. Yeah.
All right. Right, so catch you all later. See you next week. Ain't got a clue what topic is, but we will find out very soon. So, see you later.
Yeah.